Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the super cool Rockpool Bracelet. This was designed by Imagination on Instagram. I will make sure to have his name in the description box below so you can check him out on Instagram. But this is what the design looks like. So it is a variation of the Saria bracelet that was designed by Soul's Provider, and tutorial is by him on YouTube as well. But it is, ow, I just hit the window, it is a pretty cool design here. So as you can see, there's some bands underneath, so if you wanted to use a color that would really make the bracelet pop, you could do that too. But anyway, I'm going to bring up the Imagination's profile here on Instagram for you guys. So here we are. Oops. My phone started to turn off. The Imagination. So this is his profile here, if the pictures will load. And he has done, I think, a lot of original designs, one of which I've already done a tutorial for, which is the fault line bracelet. So definitely make sure to check him out on Instagram and give him a follow for me. And I'm going to show you how to make this today. So you're going to need a hook. I'm going to use a double-ended hook today, but you don't have to if you don't want to, or don't have one. And you're going to need a C-clip to secure your bracelet up at the top, and at least 3 colors, or I would recommend 3 colors anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get started. For the opaque pink in this bracelet, I will be using navy blue opaque. And then for the center, which is the pink from the Sweets Fruity Tootie pack, I will be using ocean blue opaque. And then for the neon green that's on the side, I will be using white. So take your navy blue band to start. Take your first band and you're going to cap it on the hook. And then you're going to take another band, pull the cap in through, but before we close, we're going to lift this loop here of your cap band. Make sure to hold on to it so it doesn't slip off. You're going to take another navy blue band, pull it through the first 2 loops, and then lift the one farthest from your hook and reattach. We're going to do that one more time. So take another navy blue band, pull it through the first 2, and then lift the farthest one from your hook. And we have one last one to do, but this time we're going to switch colors to this neon green band here, which I'm using white for. And you're going to simply pull it through the first 2 and lift the outside one. So you're just changing colors here. But now you're going to turn this around to the other side and do the same thing on this side. But before we start, we have to take this first band off so we can lift our cap band loop back on. Then taking 2 navy blue loops, you're going to pull the first one through the first 2 loops, lift the outside one, and reattach. Take your second one, again through the first 2 loops, and lift from the outside, and reattach. Then you're going to grab a white, pull it through the first 2 loops, and lift the outside one. So now you should have something like this. You should have a total of 10 loops on your hook. And what we're going to do is now take our ocean blue band, and we're going to pull it through the first 7 loops. So these first 3, and then the middle 4. We're going to leave these 3 on our hook. And then what you're going to do is before you close, you're going to lift the first band, the 4th band, and then the 5th, 6th, and 7th band. Then once you reattach that back on your hook, you're going to rearrange the 5th, 6th, and 7th loop to be outside of your ocean blue, but make sure that these 2 do stay crossed over into the center. And now what we're going to be doing is taking 2 navy blue here. We're going to pull the first one through the first 5 loops, so pretty much through half of your bands. And then before we close, you're going to pick up the second loop, which is your ocean blue band. You're going to pick up the 3rd loop, which is your first white band, and the 5th loop, which is your second white band, and reattach. Now don't rearrange any of these bands, just keep them the way they are. You're going to take your second navy blue band here, and you're going to pull it through the first 4. And then before you close, you're going to lift the 2nd loop and the 4th loop. And then close off that. It should look something like this. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, so let's go ahead and switch it around. Again, taking 2 navy blue bands. Going to pull the first one through the first 5 loops. Make sure that those bands do stay in order when you turn this around on your hook. You're going to lift the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th loop here. and then you're going to take your second loop, or your second band, pull it through the first 4, and then lift the second and the 4th loop here, and reattach. So now you should have something a little bit like this, and what we're going to go ahead and do is take another ocean blue band, because now we have 4 of these dark blue loops in the middle. Take an ocean blue band and pull it through the first 7 loops, just like we did before. Then you're going to lift the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Reattach, and then move these first 3 bands outside of that ocean blue. So now it should look like this. And you're going to go ahead and take another one of your white bands for each side. So first you're going to take this white band and pull it through the first 3 loops here. And then all you have to do is simply lift the outside band and reattach, just like that. And now you're going to do this to the other side, so slide this around. You're going to take your white band through the first 3 and simply lift the outside one to reattach. There's a piece of a band on there. Anyway, so now you should have 5 loops on each side if you divide it in the center. Now we're going to take 2 navy blue per side, and take your first navy blue and you're going to pull it through the first 5. You're going to lift the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th loops and reattach. Make sure to keep them in this order. Take your second band, pull it through the first 4, and then lift the 2nd and the 4th loop here and reattach. Now you're going to pull this to the other side and do the same thing. And you're going to take your 2 navy blue, pull your first one through the first 5 loops here, lifting the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th bands. Make sure that the bands stay in order there. Take your second loop, pull it through the first 4, lifting the 2nd and the 4th loop here. Reattach. And now you should have something like this. And what you can also do before pulling through the ocean blue band, I just realized now, is you can also add on your white band. So you can add your white band, pull it through the first 3, lift the outer one, because it won't affect the center 4 that you want. So it's just, I think it's easier to do all on one side of your hook. But anyway, you're going to take your white band and again just lift the outside one. So now you should have something like this. You're still going to have 10 loops on your hook. You're just one step ahead. So you're going to take your ocean blue band now, and you're going to pull it through the first 7 loops, just like we've been doing. So through the first 7 loops, and then before we close, lifting the same bands, the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. And then you're going to just pull those 3 outer bands to the outside, leave these 2 bands in the center, and now take your dark blue, pull it through the first 5, lifting the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th, reattach. Oops. Take your second band, pull it through the first 4, lifting the 2nd and the 4th loop and reattach. Now slide this down to the other side. You're going to do the same thing, taking your navy blue, pulling it through the first 5, lifting the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th loops, and then taking your second loop, pulling it through the first 4, lifting the 2nd and 4th band. And now you are at this point, which I didn't add the white band on to the other side, but you should probably do that if you want it to be kind of a shorter process. I just forgot to do it because the last time I did it, I just added them on afterwards, but I'm going to add on my white bands now. So take your white band, pull it through the first 3, lift just the outside one and reattach, and slide this down to the other end. Take your other white band, pull it through the first 3, lift the outside one, and reattach. And now what we're going to be doing is taking your ocean blue, pulling it through the first 7, and then lifting the first, the 4th, I can grab the band, the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. Oops. Make sure to reattach, and then rearrange those bands. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and show you how to finish the bracelet off, so you might want to pause the video here and finish the bracelet to your wrist size. But I'm going to show you how to finish it off here, and if you need instructions you can rewind the video. But once you are at this point, you're going to want your bracelet to look something like this. And at the end, what we're going to be doing is just taking your blue bands here. And what you're going to do is pull one band through the first 5 and reattach. Then pull, you can switch it around to the other end, I guess I'll do that. Take your second navy blue band, pull it through the first 5, and reattach. So now you should have 4 loops on your hook. You can attach a C-clip here, or just pull one band through all 4 and add your C-clip here. Whichever you like to do. But anyway, that's going to do it for this tutorial, so thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have the Lumagination's name in the description box below, so make sure to check him out on Instagram and give him a follow for me. And that is all I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you next time.